Hi, I'm Melissa, and today we're going to be performing a modified Robin Jones bandage on this German Shepherd mix. He was running in the backyard and ran into a nail on a fence, and he has a laceration on his front left forelimb. So we're just going to bandage him up so he can get that all healed. So we're going to start off by doing our stirrups. We're going to take 2 pieces of Zonus porous tape, and we're going to place it on the distal parts of his paw, as well as the other side. To make it easier for when you put it back in between layers, you're just going to go ahead and use a tongue depressor, and you're going to put it in between the 2 pieces of tape. Like so. Alright, after that you're going to apply your primary layer. Today we're going to use a non-adherent pad on him, and this is completely occlusive, nothing can go into it, it's going to hold in moisture. And you're just going to place it on the wound, and then you're going to be using your cotton padding, and you're going to go ahead and you're just going to start from the most distal and roll up to the most proximal part. You're going to want to do the most distal joint to the most proximal joint. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to leave the first 2 digits left out to check for any swelling. So we're just going to go ahead and start, and when you're wrapping, thank you, you're going to want to go around the leg, and you're going to want to cover 50% of what you just did. And you're just going to wrap upward. And then this is going to count as your secondary layer. Okay, you're doing so good. So after you have that layer applied, you're going to go ahead and make sure you can still see the digits, which you can. So you're going to go ahead and pull your stirrups back over, so you're going to go ahead and take off. You're okay. Take off the Zonus porous tape from the tongue depressor. You're going to twist it, place it over, and make sure it's secured to that cotton. And then you're going to go ahead and do the same to the other side. Twist it over and apply. Now you can see the first 2 digits, so you can check for swelling and all of that when you're done. Next you're going to be applying some roll gauze as part of your 3rd layer? Yeah, as part of your tertiary layer. And this you're going to put as the tightest layer to keep everything together. So you're going to do it the same way as you did before. You're going to go ahead and start at the most distal aspect. Most distal aspect, and you're going to go ahead and roll to 50% over what you had just done. And then this layer, you just want to pull and wrap around to make sure it's tight, but not super tight to where it's going to cause any type of swelling. And the more layers we add, the less occlusive we want it to be. So this 3rd layer is going to be non-occlusive, so we're going to want it to be able to breathe and be able to basically let it be able to breathe.
You're doing good. You're doing so good. I know.
And then your last layer is going to be your elastic bandage. And this is just going to keep everything together. It is self-adhesive, so it's going to go ahead and stick to itself, and you're going to apply it the same way you did the other layers, distal to proximal, and 50% covering of what you had just done. Now this you do want to do loose since it is a tighter type of bandage. It's going to want to lay it on top. You don't want to make it taut or anything like that. And since it is self-adhesive, you can just leave it like that. And then the last thing you're going to apply to finish it off is going to be your adhesive bandage. And this, you're just going to apply at the top part to get it to not slip down the leg when you're finished.
Pause the video.
Alright, once you have your layer of adhesive bandage, you're going to go ahead and apply it to the top part, again, to not cause slipping of the bandage when he's walking around or moving. You're just going to apply that. Don't apply it too tight. You just have it there to secure it. And once you're done, you're able to check for swelling on those two distal paws, and everything looks good. So that is how you perform a non-adherent Robert Jones bandage, modified Robert Jones bandage.